The situation here in Kiev is referred to by many now as a witch hunt, because now former officials are being searched for, with masked men having been seen stopping cars and checking the IDs of drivers and the passengers inside, with lists of deputies and other officials that are looking for. The Party of Regions, which just a few days ago was the key political force in the country, is now under the threat of being banned, while ousted President Viktor Yanukovych has been put on a wanted list, with the new authorities accusing him of being behind the deaths of civilians, referring to the violent clashes and street fights between the rioters and the police in Kiev. The whereabouts of Yanukovych are unknown, but he is believed to be somewhere in the east of the country, where there's a completely different picture. The eastern Ukraine is the country's industrial powerhouse. It's also heavily populated by ethnic Russians, and in general they've been quite critical of what's been happening here in Kiev. For instance, tens of thousands of people took to the streets of Sevastopol, protesting political changes in the country. Sevastopol is Ukraine's second largest seaport and also home to both Russia's and Ukraine's Black Sea Navy fleets. Meanwhile, here in Kiev, the new authorities have taken to the next stage in the fight against their political rivals. Around 500 offices of the now ex-ruling party have been burnt down. Those with a different political stance are physically attacked inside the parliament.
Right now it's more about emotions rather than political rivalry. The most important thing right now is to prevent all parties from being banned completely, as then the situation would lose all legitimacy.
The president has fled the capital, saying a coup has been carried out, while the parliament passes new laws as fast as a printing press, taking down officials and appointing their old political rivals, including putting right-wing hardliners in government posts, such as Oleg Magnitsky from the Nationalist Svoboda Party, taking charge of the Prosecutor General's office.
A new regime is taking shape really quickly and with the use of strong measures. It has nothing to do with democracy, because those coming to power will go on with pursuing tough policies, and they will conduct massive expansion of the eastern territories.
Among the first laws adopted, the banning of Russian as the second official state language, despite nearly 50% of those living in the east of Ukraine being ethnic Russians. The public is told from now on the right wing is going to be heavily present in Ukraine's law enforcement.
At the moment, the situation in Kiev is basically controlled by radical people with arms who are pursuing a very, very militant agenda. Mr. Yanukovych is a political corpse. I think he is an utterly discredited man. He cut deals with opposition leaders who were quite obviously, since the 19th of January, no longer in control of the crowds in Kiev.
There are reports that foreign journalists who've been promoting different values from the rebels have now been put onto a wanted list, as well as trying to temporarily ban Russian TV channels. Many are now raising the question if this is the type of democracy so many Ukrainians put their lives on the line for. Yegor Piskunov, RT, Kiev.